I've become so content being single, and I wish more people saw the beauty in it. I'm not gonna lie, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have jumped at the chance to be in a healthy relationship. But now, as I'm maturing and I've been single for a while, I've truly realized that being in a relationship is an obligation, and the freedom that comes with being single isn't talked about enough, and it's so liberating.
Marriage is not an achievement. Are you joking? So what is an achievement? Your little iPhone, I guess.
Guys, in as much as there are so many women with the notion that marriage is an achievement, there is this other category of women who also believe that marriage is not an achievement and they have fallen in love with themselves being single. Okay, some of them have come out to say, oh, we love being single, this is why I love my single life, and every other thing in between. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video, we're looking at these ladies who came out on social media and said this is the reason why they love their single lifestyle. Okay, no matter what people are saying, people saying, oh, single, you have to get married, marriage is not an achievement, or marriage is an achievement, all of those things in between. Okay, there are people who believe that, you know what, we just love to be single by choice and not because we can't find a man, but because we have decided to be single. Let's go check out these ladies. Okay, and all they have to say, then we'll come back and talk about it. Please, if you have anything to say as well, do what to drop it in the comment section. I'll be here to read from you. Okay, do what to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's go watch this video, then we'll come back and talk about it.
These are some of the reasons why I love being single. So I got out of a really long-term relationship last year. I used to always think I would hate being single, but I have actually loved it, and I want to tell you why. The main reason for doing this, and this is actually quite cringy, me opening up quite a lot, but when I first came out of the relationship, I got a lot of comfort out of people talking about being single or talking about their breakups on TikTok. Therefore, I wanted to tell people why it is so good being single. Nobody can affect your emotions. Obviously, the close people in my life are my friends and family, and I'm very fortunate that I've got really good friends and family around me, and I actually can't remember the last time that they negatively affected my emotions. And obviously, I would hope as well, if you're in a relationship, they don't negatively affect your emotions, but the truth behind it is arguments happen in relationships. I remember really looking forward to the day where I could be able to say, I can't wait until I don't have any feelings for anyone, because it is so refreshing and so, honestly, just such a nice feeling to know that nobody can really affect me. This is just talking about boyfriends and boy related. In a relationship and in a partnership, you do need to dedicate some of your time to them, and you need to jeopardize some of your time. That is just the way that it is. If you plan to get married, which one day I would love to, you have your full 50, 60 years to be with somebody else. While you are single, you might as well spend this time really focusing on you and really focusing on your time and bettering yourself and using your time on you. When you get in a relationship, that you time is going to be halved. That kind of comes on to the topic of you can unapologetically be selfish. You don't need to think about somebody else. Your time is just your time, and you can spend it however you want. And lastly, you can look forward to falling in love. Like, I so understand people that are single are like, oh, but I just want a relationship. But I actually saw a TikTok, this girl basically saying it's so refreshing and nice to know that these movies and these love stories that you see, that is still coming in your future. I do love love, so I am really looking forward to the day where I have that kind of love story. Look forward to it in your future and don't let it ruin your present.
I know exactly what I want. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what I have to offer. I am attracted to ambition. I am attracted to leaders. I have dated men who just could not lead. And I didn't realize that until months in. And I realized that their minds are unorganized. They're not as disciplined as they made themselves out to be. I understand that I'm not going to receive perfection, nor am I seeking it. I want someone who has a heart for God, just like I have a heart for God. I don't need them to be as ambitious as I am, but I need someone to lead. I typically date men who are not natural leaders, and I'm so tired of it. So if God has called me to a life of singleness, I am perfectly okay with that, as I refuse to settle for someone and always think in the back of my head that I could be doing better or I could be dating better. I also don't want a man to date me and think I could be doing better or I could be dating better. I think that we should all go after exactly what we're looking for, not seek perfection, but understand This is what I refuse to compromise on. I think that you're miserable if you're with someone that you truly don't want to be with. It truly doesn't align with your expectation in your head. I think that's what makes people miserable.
I just saw this video of this woman talking about her marriage and just how she doesn't feel comfortable being herself in her marriage. And so many people in the comments are like agreeing with her about being married and having kids. And I just think it tells y'all like being married should not be the goal. Marriage is not success. Having a healthy relationship, having a partner that you truly feel like you can be 100% authentic with, that you feel like you can build a life with, is what's important. And realize, like, women, the time we are in, how blessed you are to be as single as you are, and that you need to like sit in that and enjoy that and be picky and have standards and have all these things, because it's not a walk in the park. You're doing more in a marriage than a man. Marriage is better for men than it is for women based on how these women are talking about it. And that doesn't mean it should be that way, which means we need to change the narrative, which means we need to create our own expectation for what we want in a marriage and stand by that shit.
You're a single woman over 30. Instead of looking at single as a marital status, look at it as independently owned and operated. Being single does not mean you don't know anything about love. It means you know enough to wait for it. If you're not happy being single, you won't be happy being taken, because happiness comes from within, not men. Therefore, my advice to you would be stay single until a man actually compliments your life in a way that it makes it better not to be single. If not, he's not worth it. Enjoy your single life in peace. Never be a woman that needs a man. Be a woman a man needs. And always remember, fall in love when you're ready, not when you're lonely. Be smart, date smart, choose wisely in that nation. And remember, I told you.
So I'm going to tell you the reasons why I love being a single girl, and it's genuinely not because I speak to boys, because I barely speak to anyone, because they're all fucking boring. But I'm just going to tell you a few reasons why I love being single. Do you know what's literally bringing me the most peace at the moment? Like, being able to go out with the girls and keeping your phone in your bag, knowing you've got no one to text. And like posting stories for yourself rather than like being like, oh my god, like I'm going to post and see if he likes my story, or like I'm going to post and see if he looks at my story. That could literally never be me again. Like, checking their following count, checking their following. Like, when I say like that is never happening again, if I ever like somebody again and I start doing that, my friends can literally disown me, because that is so toxic. Going to sleep knowing that no one's lying son, I'm meant to be taking my makeup off, is not disrespecting you, is unreal. Like, going to sleep and waking up with no one on your mind. Like, not thinking like, oh my god, is he going to text me today? No. Also, like, I don't know what it is, but whenever I get into a relationship, like, I instantly like pull all my energy out and like put it onto them and worry about how they're feeling rather than myself. Like, I really dismiss all my feelings and like lose all my independence, and like I'm the most independent girl ever, but when I get in a relationship, like I just lose all of that and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I literally feel like I'm like a different person. It's so weird. I also feel like when you've been single for so long, I've been single now for 2 years, and honestly, like, I just can't imagine myself in a relationship. Like, I've got commitment issues, but not in a bad way, just like I just can't imagine like even being in a relationship. Like, it would be so weird to me. Why does my chin look so red on camera? But yeah, fuck that. If anyone didn't know, I actually used to have really bad acne, and I've got like quite bad scars from it. I will do a video about this in depth actually, because I've been getting skin boosters recently which have helped. But I've used to have acne so bad, like literally when I wipe my makeup off, you can really see the redness, and it's so annoying. But I will make a video more in depth if people want to see that, because everyone was like, what foundation do you use? And I'm like, under all my foundation, I'm actually very like red. I also feel like I'm just so busy, like I can't imagine me ever having time for a boyfriend. Like, and I know it sounds really selfish, but I couldn't fit them into my lifestyle. Like, I work full time, I do social media as well, and like I need to make time for my friends, and I'm like, how would I make time for a boyfriend? And a lot of boys as well expect you to go to them. Like, every single boy I've spoken to from like a different city are always like, oh, when are you coming to see me? Like, literally never, hun. Like, you come and see me, do you know what I mean? Like, that's my rule for 24. If a boy says, when are you coming to see me? I'll say, you come and see me, or don't see me at all.
One of my biggest fears when I was in my 20s was being single in my 30s, and I feel like I needed to experience what being single in my 30s was like to really appreciate just how wonderful this time is. And I have this reframe that has like helped me so much with my single life, and I wanted to share it in case it's helpful to you too. I realized like I am never going to get this time back where I get to completely prioritize myself and do everything that I want. For example, like this winter, I'm traveling with both my parents to Paris and London, and I'm staying with them, and I had shame around that, and I'm like, when am I ever gonna get to travel with my parents again? What if I have children and a husband? Like, I'm never gonna get this time back. I'm thinking of moving to New York right now to go where a lot of my girlfriends live, and I'm like, when am I ever gonna be able to just like gallivant around the city with my girlfriends again? I get to write that chapter of my life. I've started writing again, I've started consulting, I've started my own business. This is so incredible that I get to be and become exactly who I want to be, so that when I meet my person, I'm the absolute best version of myself, and he's just gonna get this like incredible person who has so much wisdom and has so much that has happened to her. Like, I am becoming the most interesting version of me, and so I hope that reframe helps if you're struggling with being single.
Things I love about being single. My friend was like, oh, like I'm so lonely. I wish I had someone, yada, yada, yada. So I'm gonna tell you why we should be grateful for why me and you, I bet you're single, why we should be grateful about it. Number one, learning more about yourself. We get to learn about what we like to do in our spare time. We get to learn about what we like to do when nobody else is watching. We get to like learn about everything, how we feel, what we are in our loneliness. What do we want when we're lonely? How are we gonna react to certain things? Everything. We learn what our hobbies are, what we do in our spare time, literally everything. We learn so much about ourselves. Number two, the freedom. Honestly, I think that's the best one, but the freaking freedom that we get from it. We do not have to sit there and wait if he's gonna text us back and think, oh my gosh, how long is he even gonna text me today? When's he gonna text me back? No. The freedom that we have to think of nothing. We don't need to worry about what he's doing. Is he cheating on us? Who cares? Because he's not there. We do not need to worry about anything. We have that freedom. We can go out, we can make out with whoever we want, we can do whatever we want, we can give a number to whoever we want, because we have that freedom. Number three, we get to better ourselves. We get to literally go to the gym whenever we want. We can eat whatever we want. We don't have to go out on dates if we don't feel like it. We can go on dates when it's our cheat day. We can pick and choose that. We can literally have all the time in the world to better ourselves. Get better at your job, get better at your hobby, go to the gym more, get more tighter, get more lean, do your thing. Number four, we all know that scared feeling that we get when we think something's wrong or someone is losing interest or someone's cheating on us or whatever, that like pit that you have in your stomach. No. When we're single, we don't have that. We do not have that because we're not worrying about anyone. And last but not least, number five, we don't owe anyone anything. We don't need to tell anyone where we're going, what we're doing, how we're feeling, how much we're spending on anything, literally anything. We do not owe anything to anyone. So be happy if you're single, okay? Because this is your time to thrive.
I've become so content being single, and I wish more people saw the beauty in it. I'm not gonna lie, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have jumped at the chance to be in a healthy relationship. But now, as I'm maturing and I've been single for a while, I've truly realized that being in a relationship is an obligation, and the freedom that comes with being single isn't talked about enough, and it's so liberating. Because, a relationship is an obligation. When you're with someone, you do have to consider how they feel. The way you move, you have to consider them. And when you're single, you don't have to do that. Your only obligation is you, your goals, your dreams, your achievements. But when you're in a relationship, you can't just think for yourself. You have to think about them too. And I just feel like I'm too young. I'm too young to be doing that right now. I really, really, really am. What do I look like thinking about someone else and, factoring in them when I need to be? This is my time to be focusing on me, finding out who I am, finding out what I really want to do, what I really want to accomplish. Like, am I the only one that feels this way? I don't know. I just think there's so much beauty in being single, and our generation has made it out to be this, like, if you're single, you're miserable, you're lonely, you're not capable of love. It's ridiculous. I actually have really learned to love being single. Of course, I love the idea of a relationship, and when one finds me, I'll be grateful and I'll cherish it, but I'm not in a rush. I am not in a rush. Actually, all that these relationships are showing me in this generation, no shade, is that being single is actually the move. because people jump into relationships, you getting cheated on, people, it's too much. It's too much. I actually am very content being single. You know, I love it. I love the idea of a relationship. I'm not gonna lie and try and front like I don't think about it, but I'm so content with where I am now, and I have so much going on for myself that being tied down to a person, it just doesn't even, I don't know. No, it's actually giving me anxiety thinking about it right now.
The last person said that being in a relationship is an obligation, and that's the truth. Because when you're in a relationship with someone, you're obligated to tell them everything that you do before you choose a career, before you move forward from one place to the other, before you eat. Sometimes, before you even stretch your leg, you have to call them and, like, oh, I want to stretch my leg. Can I stretch my leg? See, relationships are great, right? If you are in a healthy relationship, okay, and you're with the right person. But when you are with the wrong person, the weapon fashioned against you, man, it is so hard for you to navigate life properly, and that's the fact, right? I love what they all said, how they love being single. In as much as they all love being single, there is also a part of them somehow that tell them, oh, you're being lonely, you're also lonely. Okay, in as much as you say, oh, I love being single, I enjoy my own company and all of that, there is just this point in your life where you need people around you, you need somebody to be with you, you need to speak to somebody, you want to come back home and meet somebody in the house or meet kids running to you. Okay, this is how to balance it, right? It's okay for you to be single, find out what works for you, discover your path and your career and everything in between, right? But try as much as possible to find you while single. Also, make space for other people. You can actually not give what you don't have, okay? And while single is when to discover or to give yourself those things that you are really looking for, okay? And if you don't have them, if your tank is empty, you cannot give out of an empty tank, right? So give yourself that much love, give yourself that much benefit of that, give yourself that much everything that you're looking for in life, that woman you want to become in the future, give it to yourself. Then later on, I think later on you can actually find love, and the way you treat yourself is how people will treat you. Okay, if you treat yourself badly, people will be like, okay, this is how she loves to be treated, and they will take it that way. But if you treat yourself so right and so great, trust me, these people will also want to treat you the same way that you treat yourself. So position yourself in the right part, treat yourself right, give yourself that, that classy treatment, that excellent treatment, and trust me, finding somebody won't be a bad idea. You guys, that's my thoughts. But you can go ahead. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll be here to read from you, right? Let me know what you think about this whole loving being single. Are you a single person? Do you love being single? Single mom, single dad, single lady, or anybody who just chose, to be single at this point in their life? What's your plan? Why did you choose to be single? What do you love about being single? Just share it with your thoughts for us in the comment section from any of the speakers. What do you like any of them? Okay, is there anyone that you actually like what they said or dislike what they said? Let us also know in the comment section. I'll be here to read from you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Do well to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up. Hey, bye, guys.